I like to talk about something that's really quite close to my heart, and I'm getting really miffed about being bundled together with all this mass confectionery. Do you realise that the mass confectionery that we buy in supermarkets, and I say we very loosely, unfortunately as a nation, we buy tons of the stuff, and it's packed full of rubbish, packed full of refined sugar, packed full of palm oil, and packed full of all sorts of E's that you don't really know what they are. When in fact, all you need is really good quality chocolate, whereby artisans like myself and a few others that are down there will know exactly where it's come from. The provenance is so important. You can buy a bar cheaply anywhere you want. Where has it come from? Who's actually picked it? Who's actually grown it? And it really concerns me to think that we are so concerned about chickens, we're so concerned about the welfare of beef, and so we should. We're so concerned about the provenance and heritage breeds and apples of all sorts and so on and so forth. Yet, confectionery, chocolate, we don't really care about. Yet we consume bucket loads of it, and we're getting hugely fat because of it. Why? Because of palm oil. Because of the amount of sugar they put into them. And I think this is a really bad thing, because effective, if you think very hard about it, unfortunately, there are a lot of children that are involved in this industry, and they shouldn't be. And it's very close to my heart, because we're working on certain projects in Vietnam, for example, at the moment, where we're helping to get children into school and out of the poverty that they're in. And this is because, unfortunately, 45% of the world market in Africa, they will, unfortunately, enslave children. And I'm get really miffed about this, because, unfortunately, every time we buy a cheap bar, every time we buy some biscuits and so on and so forth, we're proliferating this issue. And it's the same with cane sugar. We're getting an enormous amount of cane sugar coming into our country, when in fact we've got some great farmers in Norfolk who've got beet sugar, and they're desperately trying to sell it to us. But we can't, because we're getting some cheap imports coming in from Latin America. Why? This is completely wrong. So please support British, support what's local, ask questions, provenance, and not just for chocolate, but for everything. Don't be blinded. Unfortunately, where I am in Chelsea, and probably a few here, well, we're all blinded by this. We should be asking a lot more questions. The bitter truth is, unfortunately, there are kids involved. We are poisoning ourselves with all the mass cheap stuff. Please buy quality, small quantities, but please be qualitative about it. That's my little rant, because I feel much better. I should have done this yesterday morning, actually. Feels like a sort of relaxation here. Thanks very much. But yeah, if you want to ask any questions, please do. There's some chocolates down in the brewery yard, and we've got loads of cracking stuff down there. Please visit us. Thank you. Thanks very much.